Pocket full of dreams, no loose change, flipping pennies to dollars. My range insane, cattle grazing wide. Land for the fam, freedom ain't free, gotta buy that land. Stacks on stacks, I'm planting my seed. Freedom's the harvest, it's all that I need. Invest in tomorrow, watch the roots grow deep. Building my empire while the world's asleep. Bought a piece of dirt, turned it into gold. Hustle in my veins, yeah, the story's old. Ain't no Wall Street, this is Main Street grind. Freedom's in the ledger, dollar signs aligned. Greenback stacking, the smell of success. A life without chains, no more distress. Money ain't the goal, it's just the key. Unlocking the door to living free. Hay bale stacked, barns full of grain. Portfolios fat, no financial strain. Farm to the markets, flipping what I sow. Freedom's the harvest, watch the profit flow. Stacks on stacks, I'm planting my seed. Freedom's the harvest, it's all that I need. Invest in tomorrow, watch the roots grow deep. Building my empire while the world's asleep. Hay bale stacked, barns full of grain. Portfolios fat, no financial strain. Farm to the markets, flipping what I sow. Freedom's the harvest, watch the profit flow. Stacks on stacks, I'm planting my seed. Freedom's the harvest, it's all that I need. Invest in tomorrow, watch the roots grow deep. Building my empire while the world's asleep.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard out what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge and financial freedom. Today, we've got no news to go over. I figured we could take a look at some charts today, so get those requests in early. Drop them in the chat. I will get those added to the list. We got one request already from Jesse OG. I'm assuming that's a crypto as 0G. So if we got any other requests, let me know if they're a stock or a crypto as well, so we can get those separated. If managing risk and being consistently profitable is a degen, then yes, sir, that is me. Hey, you know, sometimes that is being a degen, JR, because a lot of people don't even do that. You know, a lot of people don't use their money to make money, and they work for money instead of making their money work for them. And, you know, it's a little bit degenerate, and that is what it is. But it's a lot of fun, too. So let's dive on in, see what's going on over on the TradFi side, because you know what I got pulled up in the background. It is that stock heat map. We do have a little bit of some movements towards the upside this morning after a slightly green day. We've got some that are a little more green than others, like Tesla up 3.45% yesterday, which, was kind of needed after a massive sell-off that had been seeing. But we'll see going forward if we can continue with that upside movement. We do have Apple sitting up 0.06 this morning. We've got Nvidia up at 1.26, looking pretty green after a little green day yesterday as well. We've got Berkshire Hathaway sitting in the red this morning, down 0.17. We've got Amazon sitting up 0.42 after a pretty green day yesterday, up 2.48 on its close. We've got Eli Lilly looking a little bit neutral this morning, up 0.19. We've got ExxonMobil also looking just a little bit green, up 0.12 this morning. We've got Tesla up 1.1% right now after a very green day. Like I said, up 3.45% off of its close. We got PNG looking just a little bit red this morning, down 0.1%. We've got Microsoft up 0.18. We've got Google up 0.36, and we've got Meta up 0.15. Crypto side of things looking pretty nice. Leo shed quite hard the other day, was down 30%, up almost 17% right now. And we did see Bitcoin Cash down 10% yesterday, up 9.5% today. So, just switched 11% now. So, nice little movement towards the upside. We will have to see if we can get some continuation, because we did move directly to where we were calling out yesterday. Started to see a little bit of resistance at that point. We'll kind of have to see what happens with that New York Open, because we've got a lot of resistance directly above us. We've got Bitcoin up 1%, Ethereum up 3.2%, BNB sitting up 0.7%. We've got XRP down 0.5%, Solana sitting up 0.6%, Tron up 0.7%. We've got Dogecoin up 1.4%, Cardano looking pretty neutral, up 0.3%. We've got Bitcoin Cash up 11%, Chainlink up 1.1%. We've got Stellar Lumens up 2.6%, Leo token taking 4 spots back in the market cap. It is still down 2 spots from yesterday. So up 17.9% and taking a spot from Hyperliquid and Litecoin. Hyperliquid sitting down 0.2%, but looking pretty green on the hourly. Litecoin down 0.1%, and Shui to wrap out that top 20 sitting up 1% right now. For those fear and greed meters, stock side still sitting in some fear. It didn't get a change from yesterday, which is not too unexpected. It is looking, the stock market is looking just a little bit green here. So let's hop on over to that crypto side of things, because things are looking just a little bit different over there. It is still in some extreme fear. Down a point from yesterday. We will kind of have to see if we can get some movements towards the upside, because we do have some liquidity. Let me get that adjusted to 0.8. We've got that liquidity built up towards the upside on the higher term time frame. On the daily here, we still do have a little bit of liquidity down here at $84,000. Zooming this on out, taking a look at this 3-day here, we've got some liquidity towards the downside here as well. Directly below us, that $84,000 range. Really got to zoom that on out a little bit further to see that top side liquidity. We talked about it the other day. We did end up getting to a level we were calling on out, but we've still got a little ways further to go to really grab up this top side here. That top side range starting at 91,300 all the way down to $90,000. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We are at an area where we could get some continuation, and we'll take a look at that Bitcoin chart in just a second. Let's hop over to that economic calendar. We did get some data yesterday. I don't know why it put me all the way at the bottom. Let's scroll that back up, get to yesterday's data. because we got some inflation data. I did talk about what we would want to see if we want to see a rate cut in 2026. And some of that was inflation coming down. Well, year over year inflation rate, 3.1 prior, 2.7% for yesterday's drop. We do need that to come down quite a bit more if we want to start seeing some more rate cuts for 2026. So kind of keep your eyes on that inflation data. That is going to be our biggest holdup for rate cuts in 2026. They do need to kind of take their hands off and hold rates steady so we could try to get closer to that 2% target that the Fed likes to be at. Core inflation was down a little bit further, 2.6% on that core inflation year over year. We didn't get that core inflation month over month. That was because during that government shutdown, we didn't get any month over month data. So kind of keep your eyes for January's inflation drop. That'll give us a better picture on the shorter term time frame of what's really going on. Let's scroll that back down, get to today's data drops. We did see the Bank of Japan hiking rates to the highest levels that they've been in 10 years. So that also did happen last night. Scrolling on down here, we don't have any heavy data for today. We do have some data coming out of Canada, retail sales month over month and year over year. That's going to be at 8:30 Eastern time. And then the big data drop for the US is going to be existing home sales. Keep your eyes on that. Might get a slight market movement off of that data. Other than that, we don't really have a whole lot of heavy data today. So let's get over to that Bitcoin chart and say good morning to the chat. We do have a few people that were in here bright and early. Jesse, good luck, first in the chat this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Let's see. We've got JR in the house. He said morning, fellers, or DGens, whichever pronoun you decide you want to use here. We've got Ella Cass in the house. Good morning to you. We've got Jay Violet in here. Good morning. We've got Rug Pullin' Rabbit, aka Jay. Good morning. We've got Jesse asking for 0G. Got that one on the list there. We've got Crypto Bedell in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Let's see. Scrolling on down. Not seeing anyone. Oh, nope. We've got Steve Hickey in the house. Good morning. I think I traded 4% on my account yesterday. Whoop. I'm up 4% on Cardano in a day. Hey, we were calling out some levels towards the upside on Cardano as well. So nice little movements towards the upside. Nice catch, Jesse. We do have a lot of lurkers in the background, so good morning to all of you lurkers. Hope you're having a great day so far. Let's dive into this Bitcoin chart and see what's going on, because we did call out some levels. We'll have to get that shorter term time frame fib pulled up here when we zoom this on in. But for now, we are seeing more signs here on the daily that are starting to look a little positive. We do have heavy resistance above us that we would need to break first to really get some stronger movements towards the upside, because for now we are sitting below that fair value gap bottom, and we've got a lot of sell pressure in that fair value gap. So kind of keep your eyes on that fair value gap bottom. We will kind of have to see if we can get some breaking into that range, and with this demonstration tool. There we go. With this MACD and this prime oscillator, we were calling out some signs the other day, starting to see a little bit of sideways momentum coming on in. With the green day yesterday, we started to get some curvature towards the upside here. The one thing we're really lacking is some buying pressure and some buying volume. We will kind of have to see if on the shorter term time frame we can start to get some of that as we get towards our resistance areas. Let's zoom this on into that 4 hour, see what's going on there. As you can see, we've got that nice little push close to that 382. That was a level we were calling for some bottom side to see a little bouncing action on. We did have a little bit of green money flow here on the 4 hour yesterday. back in the red very briefly, trying to break it back into some buying pressure as we're starting to see that increase of volume, and it's switching from red to some green. So kind of keep your eyes on that money flow this morning. See if we can get a little bit of continuation. We have kind of stalled out at our local range at the golden pocket here. So we'll kind of have to see if we can get some breaking above that range in that New York session. We are looking a little bit toppy here on the hourly as well. We do have a reversal signal that has kind of flashed, but we're just breaking into some positive money flow and some buying volume as well. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We are close to an area we could see a slight rejection, but if you get some continuation of money flow and some buy volume here, you could really see a nice little short pullback before you get a stronger bounce. So keep your eyes on some of that. We got a few levels towards the upside to really keep our eyes on here. The first area that I want to talk about for some pullback is going to be our VWAP, and that's going to be about $87,000. Nice little area to potentially see some pullback on to get some bouncing action towards the upside. Like we talked about, that fair value gap bottom is a resistance area. That's 88,600. First area I'd kind of keep my eyes on towards the upside. That next one coming in is going to be 89,600. That's an area pulled from way back here. We have held it as some support before. You can see all of the resistance at that level. We got those equal candle body closes on that pump the other day that went straight to the midline of our fair value gap, and that midline is going to be the third area to really keep your eye on, and that's coming in at 90,300. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We've got some potential to get a little bit of some bouncing action, but we do have a little bit of resistance directly above us. We are seeing some nice signs here on the 15-minute as well. You've got that money flow that we were talking about we need it to bleed over into the higher term time frame though. So we need to see that continuation of some buy volume here. It has slowed down just a little bit. We do want to see that, get that next little curvature back towards the upside there and maintain the green. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We are getting a lot of sideways momentum here on that MACD and prime oscillator. We did do a little bit of consolidating in London session. We've seen that over and over and over again. Nice little bit of some cool down on the shorter term time frames for that potential to get a little bit of some movements towards the upside. We do have that resistance though, so kind of keep your eyes on that. Could get that nice little pull back, or we could get that break towards the upside in that New York session and then see the harsher pullback towards that VWAP area that we were calling out before we got to the shorter term time frame. So keep your eyes on that. We've got a little bit of levels towards the upside, and we are in a bit of an uptrend on that shorter term time frame. We are starting to see that money flow building on up, so we could get that bleeding over into the higher term time frame, really get some continuations here. Just kind of waiting on that London open. We are seeing that pre-market opening up a little bit bullish. We will have to see if we can get that continuation when the market opens though. We do have one alt request. I'm not seeing any other ones. Let's see if we can get some alt requests or some stock requests in there. So we got a few more things to look at this morning. I didn't have a whole lot to look at. We did see some silver getting some movements towards the upside, not heavy movements towards the upside, but like the rest of the market did get some nice green candles here. It has continued to see that resistance at our golden pocket here. We were calling out that level. That is that area we really need to get above. That next area towards the upside for some resistance is going to be 67.32. That is the platinum pocket on our fib extension there. We'll keep our eyes on that level. We are still ranging a little bit sideways here, and we're seeing just a little bit of sideways momentum coming in on the daily, but you've got some money flow and some buy volume here to really hold things up. We're getting a little bit of some cool off as we continue that movement towards the upside. And like we talked about the other day, that weekly's looking pretty nice. So kind of keep your eyes on this sideways range for now. We are trying to break above that golden pocket. We're seeing just a little bit of resistance this morning, and we're getting a little bit of sideways momentum on that hourly. Could just continue in our little sideways range that we've got for now. We did get a little bit of bounce off of our support line. That was support from back here. So nice continuation of our bullish trend for now. We do have our local resistance directly towards the upside, which is going to be $66.40 there. So kind of keep your eyes on that. If we can get some breaking above that level there, we could get a little bit of continuation towards the upside. As you can see, that was resistance after we got that little bit of a bounce on the golden pocket. We're trying to get back up to that area right now. That is our local resistance that we need to break above to really see that stronger move towards the upside there. Let's get this zoomed on in. Take a look at that 15-minute in the morning. We could get a little bit of some pullback in this area. As you can see, we got that higher high coming on in, and that prime oscillator with a divergence there. MACD also getting that heavy rollover. We've got our money flow sitting in the green, but could very, very easily get that little bit of a movement back into some sell volume. Keep your eyes on that. Nice little potential for a pullback. Another little retest on some of our highs from back here, about 66.57. If you don't hold that area, looking back towards our support line would be the move to watch for there before we get that better bounce towards the upside. We did want to take a look at gold as well. We got a few alt requests now, so let's get those on the list. We got Zcash, Solana, ADA, Knight, Aster. So we can take a look at all of those. Didn't see any stock requests, so looks like we're going full crypto today. Dope. Check the money flow divergence for CP on the 3-minute, long or short, the open of the next candle. CP? I'm not sure what project that is. So we did talk about some levels on gold to take a look at, and we got that nice little hold up of our fair value gap top. That was an area we were kind of calling out. That 15-minute has closed all of its candles on that fair value gap top. Let's zoom this on out. Take a look at that 4-hour. Because we're just continuing with our nice sideways movement here. We have been calling that out. We did get a little bit of a divergence towards our all-time high on gold before we saw that quick pullback towards our fair value gap top, trying to get a little bit of some cool off here as we maintain our sideways range. And as you can see, that MACD and prime oscillator are both extremely cooled off now. We could do with a little more cool off, but we've got that nice continuation of money flow, and our buy volume is holding up as well. So money flow is starting to increase here. We will kind of have to see if we can get that nice little switch back towards the upside. We're seeing a little bit of some sell off in the morning right now, and we'll kind of have to see if we get that stronger bounce off of that fair value gap up top to get that stronger move towards the upside there. Let's take a look at this hourly showing some signs as well. We are in a little bit of a sell trend here. As you can see, we've got our money flow and our volume being a little bit red here. Your volume's extremely low on that sell volume though, so potential to see that nice little stronger bounce. We are seeing a little bit of some curvature on that prime oscillator, and that MACD also getting some sideways momentum coming on in, but could very easily just get that sideways momentum with a little bit of cool off towards the downside, and then get that stronger curve back up if we see some buy pressure coming on in on the shorter term time frame. So keep your eyes on some of that money flow this morning. We call that out over and over again. That'll really tell you a whole lot as you get towards some resistance or towards some support, if you can get some continuation towards the upside, or if you get some stronger bouncing there. Dot. Let's see. Oh, chart prime. Oh, never mind then. See, I did not think chart prime, but it's still kind of early, and I've only been up for like an hour, so my brain's not fully working. We will see. We got another request. Holo. So got that one on the list there. We got Jack Trades in the house. Good morning. Good morning. The Pro Plus is what I use. That's what I use too. I'm not sure on. Oh, I think you were talking about on ADA there. So I was sure people here would understand my abbreviation. Yeah, I don't really abbreviate anything, so like that's not how I think. My brain works in full words, so abbreviations are not my friend. Anytime my girl's son decides he wants to talk in abbreviations, I just don't know what he's saying. It's a real battle. We do see that potential for a little bit of pullback here on gold as we were. Oh, he was talking about night. Oh, okay. So we will take a look at night. I guess he wants it on a shorter time frame, a little bit more degenerate than me. So we'll take a look at that 3-minute as well for you, Ada. We are seeing a little bit of some rollover here on the 15-minute. Potential for some pullback in the morning, like I was saying. We are getting that rollover here. You've got your prime oscillator back in the red, getting some break of some money flow into the red as well. You are losing a little bit of your buy volume here, but as long as that stays in the green, you could get that nice little bounce off of your fair value gap top all over again, and see if we can make another stab towards that all-time high range, because we did get that move the other day. We really saw a lot of sell pressure coming on in as we approach that all-time high. Not too unexpected. We did get a sell-off across the board that day, so nice little chance to retest our strong support for a better push up towards that all-time high. $4,382 is what we're looking for on some gold, and we'll see if we can make our way up there all over again. And next week could see a little bit of some Christmas pumpage, so keep your eyes on that. We are getting some curvature towards the upside here on the Dixie. We are still sitting in a little bit of a downtrend here, so we do have that to contend with. Looking for a rejection off of our lows. Let's get our horizontal ray pulled on up here. I don't know if anyone trades on some Forex, but potential for a rejection off of 98.79 here. That would be the lows from here. We are seeing a little bit of some curvature on that daily, but things are still sitting in the red. Zoom this on in, taking a look at that hourly. The hourly is looking extremely topped here. So potential for some curvature back towards the downside. We are trying to build up an uptrend here, but we do need to break above 98.79 first to really get that mitigation of our lows back here. So for now, this is just a lower low, and you've got lower highs. So keep your eyes on that. If we can break 98.79, you could potentially switch that trend, but things are looking extremely toppy. So I would look for the rollover and a new low here, as we've been calling out. 97.36 is that area we've got some nice support at. If we do break that, then things aren't looking pretty for the Dixie. So a lot of levels towards the downside to really keep your eye on that one, and we will keep looking at that Dixie as things start to look a little more iffy on it. If we do start some money printing as well, I could really send that Dixie towards the downside. Joined late. Did we do Sol? No, we did not do Sol. So you didn't join that late. We just did some Bitcoin, some gold, some silver, and the Dixie. And then we were gonna, I don't know what button I just pushed there, but that is not the button I wanted. But no, we were about to start diving into some of those alt requests, and Solana is on that list. So I did want to take a look at a few stocks real quick, and then we can dive on into some of those alt requests here. Let's get some of our favorites pulled on up. We did get some harsh sell-off across the board, and we got that stronger move towards our support here on SMR. Let's get that daily pulled on up. It did get a little bit of a break below. We were talking about the potential for a nice little bounce in that area. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that pullback up above it in our shorter term time frame to get that stronger bounce up. I am looking at doing a little bit of buying on these levels. You are starting to see some reversal signals on the daily all over again, but things are looking a little bit iffy here. So I might have to rotate a little bit of capital out of it if we get that rejection off of that support line that has been support since 2024. Do you think SpaceX will affect ASTS stock? I don't really think so, because they don't really overlap in what they're trying to do. SpaceX does more of like the internet services and not phone services, but they actually could help each other. A nice little partnership there. SpaceX, their next venture, which we'll be talking about on Monday on Hodl the Line, me, CCM, and Crypto Bedell, is SpaceX wants to put data centers in space. So it looks like they're trying to venture out into new areas, but not one that would kind of overlap with ASTS. Potential for a partnership there, since they're both public companies. They are at the will of their shareholders, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. Let's zoom this on in, take a look at that 15-minute here, because that 15-minute was getting a little bit of consolidation underneath of what was support. You mean Starlink? So Starlink does internet, and then ASTS does phone service with satellites. So they have a kind of similar thing there, but they don't really overlap. So we'll kind of have to see if they go public, what kind of effects they might have on the rest of the market. Could have some partnerships that end up building up, because they're not the only company that puts satellites in space to do stuff for the public. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. We've got some curvature here on that 15-minute. We are looking extremely bearish. Whoop, wrong thing there. There we go. We've got that extremely bearishness as we broke below our support. Seeing a little bit of sideways momentum here. And money flows is sitting in the red, but your volume is starting to build back up. So we'll kind of have to see if we can get that break above what was support. Pre-market trying to open up towards the upside, and it has broken above our local resistance here. Let's get that zoomed on in a little bit. As you can see, we broke above our local resistance here in the pre-market. Nice little area to see if we can get some retest on and a break towards what was support here. So keep your eyes on some of this. Might be a bit of a buying time here. If not, if we reject off of that what was support, I'm going to have to take a little bit of a loss on my stock and then try to find a better position there. I don't think nuclear is completely played out. We did get some levels here on OKLO as well. Broke below what we were looking for some support. Starting to get that curvature all over again. We'll have to see if we can break above a 78.99 here. Pre-market is opening up directly towards the upside of that, and we would have to see if we can get a little bit of some bounce action. We do have that golden pocket coming in as a resistance area for now. We are seeing that sell volume on the shorter term time frame looking just a little bit toppy, but that pre-market getting that push towards the upside. Zoom this on out, take a look at the hourly. Hourly's at that point where you could really get some curvature towards the upside here. Is it me or is the stream glitching? Good. Reload. Well, let me know, Jesse, if it ends up working again with the reload. Everything looks fine on my end, so hopefully it was just YouTube doing YouTube nonsense. We are getting some curvature here on the hourly. The only thing we really need is some buy volume, and we are starting to get that there. So kind of keep your eyes on this, see if we can get that curvature on that money flow as our volume starts to increase here. We are above an area that we were looking for some support. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that push back up towards our golden pocket there. I did talk about the potential to see a little rotation out and then back in. Looks like OKLO might be at that point where we could do a little more buying instead of rotating out. We'll kind of have to see how we react at 78.99 though, because if we end up losing that all over again, get that harsher move towards the downside, then I am going to rotate out and then see if that platinum pocket comes in as our better support there. All right, we had several alt requests to go over, so let's hop on some of those. Closed out the app and reopened it, and he said it's all good. So glad it wasn't on my end, because everything says it's fine on my end, so I wouldn't know how to what to do on that one. We did call out XLM for a bounce on that platinum pocket there, and pretty much exactly what we got. Move back up towards our local resistance, trying to see if we can get up to 22 or 0.2247. We were calling that out yesterday. Nice little movement towards the upside there. So let's get over to Solana first. That was first on that list there. We were calling out a level to see some bouncing at. That was 118.22. We went a little bit lower, 116.82. Got that pullback towards 118.22, and then we got that bounce off and a movement towards our golden pocket here. So let's zoom this on out, take a look at that daily time frame, because we were seeing some iffy signs here on the daily as well. Starting to see just a little bit of some curvature on that MACD and that prime oscillator now, so potential for a little bit of a continuation towards the upside if we can start to get some money flow, because as we've talked about, that money flow here on the daily is absolutely ugly and continues to come out. We do need to start seeing that get some switch, so the shorter term time frame needs to start with some strong buy pressure and some buy volume to really bleed on over into your higher term time frame. We've got Al Jr. and Curtis Hill in the house. Good morning. We got that move back towards that golden pocket, an area for some resistance. We will kind of have to see if we can get some curvature back towards the upside on that higher term time frame. What we're going to need is that money flow and that buy volume on the shorter term time frame. So nice little bounce off of that 118 area, sitting with some light sell pressure here on the 4-hour. You are starting to see that increase of volume, and it's switching from light red to some light green. So kind of keep your eyes on that. This could be that stronger move towards the upside. Nice little area for a long that we were calling out yesterday, and we'll have to see if we can get that nice little bounce towards our next resistance area, and that's 128.37. We're looking just a little bit toppy on that prime oscillator. We are seeing a little bit of sideways momentum coming on in as we're seeing that switch from green money flow to red money flow, but you do see that nice switch up that we're looking for on the 4-hour here, that red volume to some buy volume here. So kind of keep your eyes on this as we get as we got towards a resistance area we were looking for. Seeing a little bit of some resistance was not too unexpected. That is that golden pocket. It was support before. Seeing it coming as some resistance is totally expected, but we're getting some nice sideways momentum under it. So trying to cool off those shorter term time frames to see if we can get that bounce above it. We do have that MACD starting to look a little cooled off, getting a little bit of sideways momentum. Potentially going to see that rejection all over again off of the golden pocket. Potential to see that stronger move back towards 123 for a stronger bounce above. We've been talking about that across the board. You are seeing a little bit of curvature here on that money flow as well. Trying to cool off that prime oscillator just a little bit more. It is sitting in light red, so a little bit of a transition phase here. We'll kind of have to see if we continue with the sideways range in that London session to get that better cool off, so that New York can try to get that stronger move towards the upside there. 128 would be that first real area I'd kind of keep my eye on if we get above that golden pocket. So Solana, and harsh sell-off, but not too unexpected because we were calling out 118 there. We were going to take a look at ADA as well. Let's see what's going on some ADA. Pretty much across the board, we got those strong moves towards the downside. Oof. 36-cent ADA. Badell, if you are still here, I told you to hold off. We got those moves pretty much exactly where we were looking for. 36-cent ADA. Let's zoom this on out because you don't have a whole lot of other levels towards the downside to really keep your eyes on. What you might want to look a little bit lower for some ADA buys here. So things are looking a little bit bottomed. Maybe not a bad time for a swing entry. If you can start to pick up some momentum, you are nice and cooled off here on our daily time frame, nice and cooled off here on that MACD as well. Trying to get that break towards the upside. We'll kind of have to see. For a shorter term, for a medium sized trade here, you could get some movements back towards the upside. We will have to keep our eyes on some Bitcoin. For now, that next real area I'd keep my eye on towards the downside if we do continue with rejections, gonna be about 33 cents. That's where we found some support. So let's get that horizontal ray drawn on out here. Things are not looking pretty for ADA. I said we were going to get some lower areas. Nope, it's the bear market low. Yeah, it is pretty much in the bear market levels, which is kind of sad for ADA. You know, it was one of the bigger projects last cycle, and it didn't really do a whole lot this cycle. So we've got 33 cents to kind of keep your eye on. If not, you've got the one line, 31 cents. And then you're starting to really break into bear market lows. So potential for that pullback above 36 cents. I'd kind of keep my eyes on that as we're nice and cooled off there on that 4 hour. Your 1 hour is looking just a little bit toppy here. Potential for that a little bit of a pullback on that 36 cent area for that stronger push above it. You do have about 35.9 being that area we could potentially see some bouncing at. That's coming up from all of the support back here. Let's make that thinner so we can see it as a short-term time frame. We'll kind of have to see if we get a little bit of pullback on that, a bounce off at 35.9, and then that stronger push towards the upside. We do have some local resistance here at 37.5 cents though, so looking a little battered down, seeing a little bit of sideways momentum coming on in. We need that buy volume coming on in. We're moving a little bit sideways on our resistance, trying to cool off that prime oscillator and the MACD. We'll have to see if we get that harsher pull back towards our area here for a better bounce, or if we're just going to keep consolidating, really cool those off. for that break above 36 cents, and then see if we can get above 37. Volumes have doubled since the launch on night. Are you talking about ADA volume has doubled since night launch? Is that a ADA project? I haven't really tuned in much on night. I really don't pay attention to those the ADA projects that much. That's your job, ADA Ace, and then you tell me what I need to know about this stuff. So we did have another request to go over. We got OG. I'm assuming that's a crypto. Let's see. 0G. I see it on one thing, and that's this. So harsh sell-off. Let's zoom this on out. Take a look at our 4-hour on midnight. Night is an ADA project. Okay, so yeah, but I haven't really paid attention. So let's see. Geez. Might have to do a fib extension towards the downside on this one. Let's get that pulled on up, see what levels we might keep our eye on here. We've got our highs to our lows to our highs. Breaking below the one line. That next real area to kind of keep your eye on towards the downside would be 35 cents. You are still seeing a lot of sell volume. Ooh. You're still seeing a lot of sell volume here on the daily. You're getting a little bit of curvature though, so potential to see that bounce towards 83 cents. That's the one line there. We'll kind of have to see how price reacts. If it's going to get that harsher rejection towards the downside. Your money flow is extremely red here. Your volume's trying to get that break towards some green. So we'll keep our eyes on that. We've got that 1 hour getting a little bit of some curvature towards the upside. You got a lot of sell volume to contend with. You're starting to get a little overheated as well. You are breaking above your zero line here on the MACD. So we'll keep our eyes on our local resistance. See if we can get some bouncing off of that. That's 74 cents. Nice little potential for a pullback, stronger bounce to try to get up to 80 cents. That'd be that first area to kind of keep your eyes on. That was our support from back here, 80 cents, and then see if you can get that break towards 83 cents, which is the one line of that fib extension towards the downside there. So let's see what's going on that 15-minute. Things are extremely overheated here as well, but your money flow's in the green. So what we want to see is that continuation of some money flow bleed over into the higher term time frames. See if we can really get that stronger push towards the upside. If you can get some strong pushes towards the upside, if you can break above 80 cents there, you could really get all the way up to about 87. That'd be that next real area to kind of keep your eyes on there. That was resistance several times there as we tried to hold the one line. So those are those areas I'd kind of look for the upside. You've got nice strong support down here at about 69 cents. So nice little 69 and a half. So that's our bottom level. We don't want to break that. If we do, it's a very harsh move down towards the downside. So we would have to kind of pull up a more localized fib extension down. But for now, we're looking at holding some of these levels to try to get that push back up towards about 83 cents there. So that's what I got for 0G. Let's see what's going on with night, I guess. Then we'll dive into some Zcash. Let's see what's going on night. I'm assuming they all have about the same history since it's newer. So, geez. Harsh sell-off after it launched. Not too unexpected. Trying to get back up. We've got a nice support area, which was down here after our initial bounce. We'll get that one pulled on up. We'll make that a little bit thicker there. we've got our localized support down here at 6 cents. So let's get that as a shorter term time frame one here. We've got that 6 cent area. Let's get a fib pulling on up to kind of see what we'd be looking for some extensions above all-time high, which is just 8 cents. So let's see. One line is pretty much that all-time high there. So we are getting some nice strong bounces off of our 236. We are above the 382. Potential for a little bit of downside action in the short-term time frame. 4 hour, trying to get that nice little cool off here. As you can see, volume is some buy volume here. We're getting that curvature towards the upside. We don't have a whole lot of data. Binance launched it at 125. Geez. So yeah, I did hear a little bit about that, and then it got some harsh sell-off. So let's see. I'm pretty sure this is the Binance one. So maybe not the perpetual one. Does someone have a little more history? Night. I guess we'll have to go off of the actual crypto. Is this? Oh, I don't think that's it. That's night versus game. Night. I'm not seeing one that actually has that price history. So, pretty much gonna have to just go off that one. Pretty much none of them have that other price history. So let's get this into that hourly, see what's going on there. Starting to get that break into some buy volume with some strength. Your volume or your buy pressure with some strength. You do have a little bit of sell volume to contend with. We'll kind of have to see if we continue to see that resistance at our 50% line on the fib extensions there. Potential for some nice strong bounces at the 236. That's 062. See if we can get some bouncing off that level all over again for that nice stronger push towards that 50% line. Things are starting to look a little nice on that hourly as that money flow gets a little continuation there. I use the blowfin chart. Pretty much saying there's just going to be a little bit of discrepancies on the ending numbers there. So it might be like instead of 06624, it might be 0015. So we're seeing a little bit of some curvature here on the 15-minute, getting that bearish divergence that could start to print if we get that next little bounce area. For a short-term time frame bounce, you could see 065. You are seeing some harsher rollover though. So if we break below 065, you could get that move towards the 236 for a stronger bounce there. Keep your eyes on some of that money flow. I would like to see a little bit of more sideways momentum here to really cool off. As you can see, we've held the 236 and that 382 is resistance. We'll kind of have to see if we can get some money flow coming back in. That next real area towards the upside is going to be that 50% line, 7 cents. And then if we really get some strong money flow coming on in, we've got that golden pocket up at 7.5 cents. So pretty battered down. We'll have to see if we can get a little bit of continuation on that. We do have a few other alt requests to go over: Holo, Aster, and Zcash. So let's try to get through those. Holo, let's see what has the best history. Ooh. Let's see if this one has. Oh, this is a little bit of an iffy project. I'm not sure if this is the one you were hoping for. Hourly looking a little bit battered down here. but it is looking a little toppy while it's battered down. So I'm not sure what exactly this project is, but you might have some potential for some lows down here at 0.0403644, as you're looking really toppy on the hourly there. Could see that harsher pullback. You're getting that lower high on your money flow, looking like you're rolling over as well. Don't really know a whole lot about this project, so I can't really tell you a whole lot on what to look for. But with the way those candles are, I don't like it at all. You're below your one line on the fib extension towards the downside. Looking like it's rejecting off of that one line too. You do have some support down here I'd potentially look for 0.04071. That's the second level I'd kind of keep my eye on. First level I'd keep my eye on for some bouncing up here. 0.40768. It is so hard to kind of judge some of that price action because there's not a lot of volume behind the candles there. So I'm not sure what all I'd do with this one, but with the way those candles look, I don't like it. It's a lot of scam wikis, as you can see. You can see all that scam wickiness, and that's not the kind of stuff you really want to deal with. Like this whole candle here is basically just a wick. That's not what you want to look for. Same here, like wick, little bit of a candle body. Same back here, like that's not what you want to see. But it looks like it's basically just a rug this entire time. So AI project, Arthur Hayes mentioned it, so I'm just having my eye on it. Yeah, it looks a little bit iffy, so I don't know if I'd touch it. But potential for a trade if it's on any exchanges, I don't know. Let's get over to some Zcash though. Pretty sure Coinbase was the chart we've been doing everything on. Look at that. Held our support, trying to break above our zero line here on our fib extensions. Might have to get a new fib extension pulled on up. Let's see. Let's get a fib pulled up from our high to our low here. Let's hide that one. Trend-based fib extension. Let's get a fib pulled on up from our highs to our low. Looks like we found some nice support at 307. That was an area we were looking for. Breaking above the 236. Saw that 382 come in as some resistance. Looking a little bit toppy here on the hourly. Let's see what that 4 hour was looking like though, because we do have this nice higher low. We are looking for a higher high. So that next real area we'd really want to see us break above is that 382, $474. We do have a few levels towards the upside, about 517 to really keep your eyes on for some stronger resistance. That would continue your trend here. So kind of keep your eyes on this. We are curving back towards the upside here. Your MACD is getting that nice curvature as well, starting to print those green candles on the histogram. You've got your money flow as well, only lacking some volume. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that switch over. Let's see what that daily was looking like real quick. Nice higher low here as well. Like I said, looking for that higher high. We've got that money flow sitting in the red. Could very easily start to get that curvature back towards the upside as your volume is extremely low on that sell volume. So a little bit of pressure to contend with that 382 potential resistance point. 15-minute in the morning, trying to get a little bounce action. As you can see, you got that bounce off of the 236. Looking for a little bit of some pullback there. I'd look for that 236 to be a stronger support level, unless you really continue with that money flow and your buy volume. So look for that to bleed on over. You do have a local area up here at about 444 to kind of keep your eye on. That'd be a potential for some resistance there. So that's that area I'd look for potential resistance at if you continue with some pumpage. If you get some cool off, I would look for the 236 and then try to break through 444 and make that move towards our 382 and at $473. So that's what I got for some Zcash. I don't have time to look at some Aster. I'm sorry, JR. It is time to wind the show on down, and I got to get ready for work. So we'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning. We might have some stuff going on for Christmas, so tune in for a Christmas Eve day stream. Might be doing something special there. We will see if we can get Piper to come on and do a Merry Christmas stream for y'all. Might do a giveaway. We'll kind of have to see what happens, if Piper's got some good internet or not. But I will go live Christmas Eve day, and then I'll be taking some time off because I'm going to go back home and spend some time with some family. But make sure to tune into the rest of the shows here on the Piper Academy. We've got that morning market report at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We've also got Trading with OC at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until next time, make sure to wake up, because today's going to be a good day.
Wake up, charts glowing like a sunrise dream. Coffee in my cup, got the tickers on the screen. Wallet looking heavy, but my heart stay light. Stacking sets, not stress, yeah, we'll be alright. Late nights in the bear zone, learn to fight alone. Now the green candles burning through the monochrome. Every dip's a lesson, every loss a line. We're writing our story one block at a time. Well, good morning, crypto, the world's still spinning slow. But our coins keep climbing where the fiat won't go. Another day, another chance to grow. So plug in the stream, let the markets flow. Screens flash red, but I don't lose faith. Pain breeds patience, that's the trader's grace. From the bottom to the top, we just play our role. Turn volatility into solid gold. We've been broke, we've been bold, chasing dreams that can't be sold. Every block, every code is the anthem of the new age road. Good morning, crypto, yeah, it's time to go. Stack your dreams, let the future show. We ride the waves through the highs and lows. Good morning, crypto, let the whole world know. Wake up, log in, and like that.